Hi guys, welcome to Von Rise Podcast, episode 8, when my special guest is
Jenny Ukai from Red Rose Hype Shop.
And clearly the scenery is different. We're at Red Rose Hype Shop at, the address is
1187 Antioch Pike.
And today's video is sponsored by Humanity Connect. Make sure to donate $5 or whatever you want. Gabrus Photography, Oya Media Nashville, Oasis Hidden Nashville, Red Rose Hype Shop, First Stop Bonding 24/7, and you can call Jacky Melgar at 615-293-9086. And I'm just going to ask her some questions about like the business industry and whatnot. So yeah, let's get this video started. My first question to you is, when did you open Red Rose Hype Shop?
So I opened the store January 2019. So it was January 17th, 2019 to be exact. But I started the idea about August 2018. So I opened within like that 6 months of like my initial idea and then like my business plan and preparing and stuff, and I opened January.
What made you want to start this business?
So I started this because it was just like unique and nowhere else in Nashville had this at the moment 5 years ago. And I wanted to bring this culture and like fashion into Nashville, especially for myself, because there was nowhere else for me to shop. And I was like, where do these people get all this stuff?
Right.
Why is it there nowhere in Nashville to shop for stuff like this? So I found the hole in the market myself because I was looking for somewhere to shop, and then it kind of sparked in my brain, wait a minute, why don't I just do it?
Right.
And then from that like spark, I instantly started like brainstorming, and I came up with the name like that exact night.
What made you want to, I realize it's Red Rose Hype Shop. Is there like anything behind that name, or how did you like make?
Honestly, there's not like a really special story to it. I just was, that same night that I thought of the idea, I was just thinking in my head,
Red
like,
Rose.
Yeah, Red Rose, like what could I do with roses? I was thinking roses like I could do a lot of merch with, or like my own brand with, so it's like rose. I couldn't think of anything else, and then Red Rose just like, it stuck. So then I added Hype Shop to the end of it so people knew like what this was.
Yeah.
It's a hype shop, so Red Rose Hype Shop, and I think it was a good name because it like shows my femininity in this in this industry with throughout my brand. So I try to give like a little feminine touch to everything.
So like, who do you think like helped you out with like all of this, or did you do it all on your own?
So I did a lot of this on my own, but my father and my mother, they came from Bosnia as refugees from the war. I was born here like a year after, and they worked really hard. They worked 3 jobs, just struggling to make ends meet. And eventually my dad started to open up his own restaurant, and now he has a wedding venue or quinceañera venue.
Oh, right,
here,
next door.
Okay. But he helped me with the space and just like entrepreneurial like mindset, like just seeing my parents grind and struggle.
It kind of stuck with you.
Yeah, stuck with me and taught me lessons. But also he did help me with like a little loan. So I used all my money that I had saved up, but he gave me $10,000 to start that I paid him back with.
Yeah.
And that helped me out so much. And you know, $10,000 is, a lot of people think they can't start a business with that much money, but I did, and I struggled for a long time, but I eventually paid my dad back all the money, and now we're here where we're at today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, so what makes you think what makes you different than other like hype shops, like around Nashville or like anywhere in general?
I definitely think like the feminine vibe that I like kind of give in like the touches of my decoration, and just like the smell that we always make it smell good in here.
No, it always smells good in here.
Yeah, so we try to make it very like a vibe, and we try, and customer service is like our priority. I teach everybody that works here like to use everything out of their heart. When they talk to a customer, talk to them with your heart. And
I feel like I'm talking to my friends when I talk to, like, whenever I shop here, like, definitely either, like, your boyfriend or anyone will be like, oh, like, do you need help with anything? And they'll, like, help me choose out outfits or anything like that.
Yeah, so we really care about that. But then also just what brands we carry, we try to be different and unique with not carrying the same copy-paste stuff that, like, is easy for these hype stores to carry. Right. And we're not doing a spreadsheet list, which if anybody knows about that. All those spreadsheet lists are all fake stuff, and a lot of stores carry that stuff, and it's like basically big bulk of like Hellstar or Essentials, Spider, like those kinds of brands, V-Lone, like all that stuff is not good, and a lot of stores carry like spreadsheet of this stuff, and it's like not good stuff. So I go out and I source all my stuff myself. I travel, and I try to bring like the most authentic and unique fashion to Nashville.
Oh, that's good. How can you tell when something's fake?
So I go through, learning was a big process to me. That was my number one fear and like priority when I first like opened the store. Was I wanted to make sure everything that we sold was 100% authentic, no questions asked, like so people can be comfortable to shop here and know that they're spending money on an authentic product.
Yeah.
And it's really just a process of like knowing what the real stuff feels like, and tags, looking at the small details, stitching. I use a black light on all the shoes. So when you use a black light, if a shoe is fake, it'll have stitching marks or symbols pop up on the shoe, like a smiley face or Asian symbol or a unicorn.
If it's fake?
Yeah, like some crazy stuff. Boxes, like the shape of, like how the box is, like the quality. If it's sturdy, if it has ridges on it, usually it's not good. Or if it's like kind of messed up, it's usually not good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just know at this point just because I felt so much real stuff. But I used to teach myself when I first opened, like I would look online on YouTube videos all day.
How to tell if it's fake or not.
Trying to learn as much as I could because that was my number one priority. But just over the years of it, my 5 years of being open, like now I can do it with my eyes closed pretty much.
Yeah, you could tell.
I could feel it. I could smell it. Like certain fake shoes have a
What does fake shoes smell like?
Like chemicals.
Really?
Yeah, it just smells fake. I don't know how to describe it.
Like it just came out of the lab. Like, yeah.
It's crazy. But some real Nikes can have a strong smell, but it's a different kind of smell. It smells like Nike factory. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I know what you mean.
It's just, it is a tough industry, and it's hard for people to authenticate these things. But I feel like I've just mastered it, and I take my time with everything in here. And if there's anything that I'm like, this looks a little weird, even Nike has a lot of factory flaws. Sometimes Nike has glue stains and stitching and stuff, but if there's something I just don't like about it, I will just pass on it, and I won't take it because I'm not comfortable selling it. So why would I buy it and then sell it to someone? So I just try to be very careful with everything that I put in here. Okay,
that's respect. That's good. I did not know that you have little smiley faces on fake shoes. Do you think they do that like just cause, or like is it just?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because they have to, because of the factory, or.
I just imagine a black light under the smiley face or a unicorn. You said?
Yeah, I've seen
some LSD type shit. Like what? Okay. That's crazy. All right. Do you think girls should get paid as much as guys, like in the industry,
Definitely.
like in general?
Yeah, I think.
Why?
Women can be equally as capable to do something just as much as a man. Like maybe, there's some women that can't even physically compete with a man. I personally, I can't physically compete with a man, but brains-wise, like. I'm one of the only girls in this industry. There's like a few that I know in other states. But I know that I'm like at top tier with what I do, and I'm an expert and professional at what I do, so I shouldn't get devalued.
Just because you're a girl.
Just because I'm a girl in this industry versus I know maybe many women in other business companies or just jobs that brain smart just as much as a man and can do even more than a man, who should get paid the same or more. But
do you think because you're a girl, like guys usually try to like lowball you more just to try to see if you're like gonna go for it?
Well, yeah, they think I'm naive or like easygoing. They could take advantage of me.
Right.
That's like the first thing they see when they see me as the owner.
It's just a girl.
It's just a girl. Like, oh, it's like a flag in their head. That I can take advantage of her. And I get that all the time. And it's taught me to be really strong, but it was one of the hardest challenges that I still overcome every day because I've learned to not get taken advantage of as much, but it's still hard when everybody that comes in here their main goal
is to
take advantage of me. That's the first thing they think of in their head is if they're coming to sell something, oh, she's going to give me a lot of money for this, or she's going to give me, $100 off this hoodie or whatever. It's like their first instinct. And then they'll beg and beg and beg until like I'm forced to say yes, or because then if you're angry and stand up for yourself, then you're a bitch.
Right, or she's not good with her employees, or her customers.
Yeah, then I'm just not a cool person.
Right.
Or whatever. But if a guy said no,
they'd be, all right, man.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then it wouldn't be hard feelings.
I'm sure they wouldn't beg as much as in here rather than like another shop that's owned by a man. Yeah. What would you do different in your business if you could start from the beginning? Like, what would you do different? Because obviously there's mistakes.
Yeah. And I've definitely made a lot of mistakes.
Me too.
And my first one would probably be like being so naive. Like I was so innocent, so naive. I didn't think there were so many evil people in this world. Like I got scammed a lot when I first started. Just trusting people. Like even people that were like good customers with me at first, they ended up scamming me later down the line.
Shit.
So just even if they're my best friend, I check IDs. I don't allow like certain forms of payment now because I've been burnt before and I'm strict about it. I don't let it slide with anybody. So it's not about like who you are. It's just even my best friend, I check her ID. Not because I don't trust my best friend, but just because I have to.
Right.
So just not being as naive. And then second, probably like just being better with my money. It's like, I was struggling a lot for like the first 3 years of my business. And then like after COVID, everybody had all this excess money and they were just spending so much. And I wish that I like thought about saving it on the side instead of just spending it and giving it to these people. Like everybody used to come in here and use me like a bank. They would come and sell me shoes and get upset if I don't buy it. So I would just buy it anyways for way too high and get stuck with it. Now I'm sitting on their shoe from 2 years ago.
Damn.
And I have to deal with the consequences. Now I have to lose money on it if I want to even sell this shoe and get it gone because people took advantage of me.
Yeah.
So learning how to say no and just being strict and not caring as much because taking my feelings out of it a little bit.
Right.
Because
like not so much emotion.
Yeah,
with it.
I'm very emotional. I'm very sensitive, and that's like my weakest point. It can be my strongest point too because I care so much, but it's also like one of my weaknesses too. So just learning how to be less emotional, being better with my money, not just giving it away.
That's what a lot of guys like say about girls. Oh, you can't make business with girls because they use their emotions and stuff. But like you can put it to the side. I feel like you can. I don't feel like it's always you can't make business with girls. I just feel like they devalue us.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, having a touch of emotion is a good thing. Yeah. Because then you give customers your heart and passion and you care. And that's like my number one priority too, is like I want everybody to be happy. I want people that come to sell me stuff to be happy and leave here with a smile. I want the people that come to buy stuff to leave happy with a smile. That's like my money's the second priority.
Yeah, you want them to feel comfortable to come again, you know?
Yeah. It's like creating that return customer. And I feel like being a girl allows me to do that because of my emotions and I'm in tune with them. But it can also be a weakness and a downfall. So learning when to turn it off and be strict and leave my emotions out of it. Like if I
wish there was like a switch.
Yeah, right. Turn it off.
Right.
And as a girl, you have all month you have different emotions.
No, for
and
real.
Different hormones and some that make you more emotional in one part of the month. Or even half the month, I'm like way more emotional than the other half. I'm like happy and I don't care about what anybody says. So just hormones is something that you can't even control.
Right. I wish there was a way to control it, but unfortunately not.
No, we're just stuck with that.
No, for real. Okay. So do you plan on living in Nashville your whole life?
So I don't know. I've been here my whole life. I was born and raised here. I mean, if anything ever happens to America, something is just like
a war, World War III,
anything like that, I'm going back to Bosnia. But other than that, I don't know. I really love Miami. I would love to have a store there. I would love to live there. That's my dream. But right now, I think I want to focus on Nashville just because there's so much potential here.
Yeah, there is.
And there's so many people
Hidden
moving
potential,
here.
I swear.
Hidden potential. And I was one of the first people here, so I want to stick it out and really like put all of my efforts into the one store instead of half-assing this store and then opening another one and then not being able to give it my full effort.
Yeah,
I want
focus
to
at
be
one
the
at
best.
a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. So like second location, maybe Miami?
Yeah, maybe Miami.
Maybe, we don't know. What's your advice to people who are trying to start a business like this, like what you're doing?
Being passionate, not giving up, and like sticking through with it, because I had so many downs, especially before Nashville was even close to being a fashion city. Like, it's still not there yet.
Yeah.
But the first year was like miserable for me. Like, I was about to quit. And I went to this women's event in New York and I got my tarot cards read, and something miraculous happened in my brain, and I decided to be motivated again, and I continued, and now I'm here. Versus if I quit, I would have never known that this would have been the outcome.
Right.
So not quitting and giving up and reminding yourself why you do this every day. Like, I would get up every day in my hours, I was still in college the first, my last semester when I opened this. So from January to like May, I was still in college. So my hours were shorter. They were 1 to 5. So I would come after school 1 to 5 every day, regardless if anybody came. I still showed up. Sometimes not a single person would come in because nobody knew about it. I was still new. And again, Nashville, fashion-wise, just wasn't there yet. So I would stick with it every day and hope to make at least one sale. That was my goal, at least $100. And, you know, if I made $100, I was happy. If I didn't make anything, I was a little discouraged, but I kept going.
Right.
And then not waiting till whatever your business is, even if it's like this or not, to be perfect. Right. So many people think their store has to be perfect or their business has to have all the ducks in a row to be like the perfect whatever business. And don't wait till it's perfect. This store was really small when I first started. This was my dad's office. He let me use this, and I had one little room in his office to try it out. I expanded and knocked some walls down the next year, and then
so this wasn't just this?
No, this where we're sitting at actually was my dad's office. He had his desk in here.
Oh, damn.
And then on this side, there was a wall right here where that door is. On this side was just my little store. And we were neighbors.
That's crazy.
So he could hear everything that was going on in my store. So sometimes I would hate it because he'd always be like, Jenny, that
You're
music
too loud.
you're playing or whatever. That's bad words. I don't like it.
That's
He'd
my
always
dad.
have something to say.
No,
but,
for real. That's my dad.
But, you know, he let me do it, and he was supportive, thankfully. He didn't really even support it like that, but he tried his best to just keep his mouth shut and let me try it. And it ended up being something successful because I was like, Dad, let me prove it to you. And and I started so small. I had 15 shoes on my wall. Now I have over 500.
Yeah.
So don't wait till your business is perfect. That's like my number one advice is just do it. It's the most corniest advice. But that day I thought of the idea, I literally was like, I'm going to do it. Like that second, I came up with the name. I literally went in Snapchat and created a logo, like with the Snapchat like emojis and stuff.
Yeah.
Like how I like wanted my logo.
Right.
Had someone draw it out. Came up with the name, and the next day I told my parents, I'm going to do this business. I don't care what you guys say.
That's crazy.
And then they're like, wait. Before you go anywhere, hold on. Try it out in our office. So I was like, okay.
At least it gave you like a little, let's see if you like it or not. Because you know how some people, like, for example, like some girls will like to try to do nails and they'll be like, oh, well, they bought everything for it. And once they start doing, they're like, I don't really like this. They do lashes and they start doing it for like 2 weeks. I don't really like this. So like, that's kind of cute that your parents helped you out with that.
Yeah. So I started small and I didn't wait for it to be perfect. I wanted to see how it went. And yeah, that's like my biggest advice to anybody is just
do it.
Just do it.
You kind of remind me of me whenever I started this podcast. I was working in lashes still, and I was literally working a valet job. This is gonna sound really stupid, but I don't know if you know that I was going to work in ballet
I
again.
think I heard about it.
Okay,
yeah.
so I got the job. I worked for a week total. Couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I worked at the 505. Do you know where
Oh,
that's at?
yeah, you told me about
I was
this.
literally only working there for a week. So while I was working there, I like had my journal because it was so slow there, but I was still getting paid. It was so slow there, and I just in my journal I still have it. It was like make a podcast before this month, and literally that same month in that same week, that's when I made the podcast. So 2 months before that, I had already spoken into existence in my journal, and I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like, you speak it into existence, you keep wanting to do it out of nowhere, and you're like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And my parents were really supportive about it too. They're like, okay,
No,
fine.
that's awesome. Yeah, it's really nice that your dad comes and helps you with like video and stuff.
It's definitely not as easy as like if I didn't have my dad.
Yeah.
It was a videographer, a photographer. It's definitely wouldn't have been as easy as it is now. I'll just have to sit in this chair and talk to people, and then he does the rest.
Yeah, so that's our blessing. We have to thank
Parents.
Yeah, thank our our parents for that and appreciate them because they work hard, and we came from foreign families,
Right.
So they are very supportive of their children and making their children succeed because they came here to help
Right.
Their children.
So now we're here to help them back.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're here to help them back.
Pay him back for
Right.
all of the hard work. I always throw my dad some free Yeezys or something.
Yeah.
So-
You got them dripped out.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, for real?
He has some Jordan 4s, some Yeezys.
What is he like from here?
He loves Jordan 4s. Like, he has the Red Thunders, he has the Oreos, and he loves Yeezys. He
What
thinks
about
they're
like
so comfy.
clothes-wise?
Clothes-wise, he likes Burberry, so he kind of likes like the older man vibe.
Yeah.
He likes Supreme. I gave him a Supreme beanie recently, so he likes Supreme. But he does like a lot of like more classier stuff, like button down, like Burberry polos
Classy man.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
he loves sneakers. Jordan 4s and Yeezys are his go-to, and he has some Supreme Air Forces too.
Supreme Air Force. Okay.
Yeah, so he likes those.
Had to
kinds
give him
of
right.
styles.
Yeah.
I have to. I have to pay him back for
Right.
everything that he's done to help me be where I'm at today.
Right. That's good. Okay. Do you think you get like a lot of hate because you're a girl in this industry?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I see it all the time. It's gotten better, like, especially because like you can only hate so much when what I produce is so good for the community and for yourself. Like, they want to come shop here because I have what they want.
Right.
But especially in the beginning, it was really hard. Like, people would just assume that all my, like, when I first opened, people would be like, is this stuff real? Because you're a girl. Like, how do you know if this stuff is real? Like, people would say that to me. I've literally had someone scam me and say, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to ship your stuff out. I just took your money. You just got scammed. Sorry, but girls just aren't cut out for resale. Like, that's
What?
literally verbatim, word for word, what he said. And just like, yeah, I have guys like look down on me, or like if I don't, like some guys are like really flirty, and if I shut them down,
Then they'll be like, because you're a girl. That's because you're a girl.
then they get mad and then have an attitude with me the whole time. So that's why like my whole team, I have like a couple girls that work here, but my entire team is made out of men, and they're all very supportive and protective over me, and they help me out and stand up for me, and my security too. I've had to get security because of this same issue. Like, I've had a guy like literally yell in my face.
Like in the store?
In the store, before I had security, about because I wanted to buy his shoe. I even gave him $10 over what he paid. They were going for that price on StockX.
Right.
I was like, they're going for so little, but I'll still give you $10 to make, just to make you happy, and so we can both win, because I'll sell this for a little bit more. And he was like, I'd rather go return him to Nike. I was like, okay, so you'd rather go return him to Nike at a big corporation than trying to support a small local business? Like, yeah, because you're a girl, and I know you're going to make money off me, and I don't want you to make money off me if I'm not going to make money. I'm like, you're making $10, and I'm not going to make that, but like $40 on the shoe because they're not even going for much.
Right.
And I'm a business. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
This is what I'm here for, to make money. I'm a business. I obviously care about the people that come in and want them to be happy, but also I have bills to pay.
You can only do so much to please somebody.
So much to please somebody. He was yelling. Naive had to, like, kind of talk back to him, and he was like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. She's the owner. If you want to talk, I'm going to take you outside. So after that, we got security because people were just so disrespectful towards me, and I just wasn't cut out for it. So now I have my team, which are all guys that stand up for me, and my security if someone needs to get thrown out.
No, yeah, he don't play.
No,
it's the same one, right?
Yeah.
But okay, what's a celebrity you would like to have in the future, if you could?
So we've had a variety of celebrities in here. One of my favorites was probably Wale. I think he's like one of like the bigger ones that we've had in here, and he's came twice, so that's cool.
Damn.
But like my dream celebrity would probably be Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi?
Yeah,
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, if he came, I would definitely. He's the one person I would probably fangirl over. Like every celebrity that comes in here, I'm like chill with, but him might just be like, "Can I have a hug, please?
Can I have a hug?
He's so
Not
cute.
even a picture. Can I just have a hug?
I know, he's so cute. I just want to like pinch his cheeks.
Aw, damn. But,
And I would love to get him in here. He seems very cool.
yeah, Lil Uzi, if you see this,
Pull up.
pull up. All right. How would you compare being in your industry versus like my industry? Like, do you think it's like completely different? I'm going to answer that question. It is very completely different because I work in the beauty industry. That's like girls rather like versus the like you basically do what like guys do. So I feel like it's harder on you for sure, but girls can be mean too. But for sure, like, I mean, doing lashes in my house, girls like come and I can like choose which clients to like.
You can also pick your clients.
Right. I'm blessed enough to like decline clients because people be like, oh, like, how do you deal with the rude clients? What do you mean the rude clients? I don't accept the rude clients. I can pick and choose who I want. Like, I'm blessed enough to say that, you know? Because in the beginning, all I did was just accept everybody. But now I could, like, be like, this person seems like they're going to cheat me out. This one seems like they're going to be rude. This one seems... So I feel like it's definitely harder on you. But.
Yeah, now you have your, like, set clients, too. Like, anybody can walk in my store and... Some people just walk in with a bad attitude. I personally would never go to like a store like this with a bad attitude.
Like what do you mean?
What do you mean? Why are you coming in here angry? They look, when they come out of their car,
they just look
grumpy.
so mad.
They look angry. And it's like, why are
I'm
you
going to go spend some fucking money, man.
Like if I go to a place like this, I'm excited, I'm happy, get to look through cool stuff, get something for myself. No, some people come in angry. And it's like, okay, then you have to kind of...
Hey, how are you?
Be nice and soften them up a little bit, and you have to help them. But yeah, it's just I'll always like sometimes think, man, it would be so much easier if I would just had to deal with women and like a girl, like when I do makeup or something, something fun, cute, and girly.
Have you ever? Was that ever like in your mind?
I mean, I used to love doing makeup, so I've thought about it. Like I used to do like all my friends' makeup for prom and stuff, but. I never really thought about it as like a business, I guess. It was like a passion of mine.
Right.
And I was really good at it. And I'm still good at it. I just don't do it as much, I guess. And one of my best friends does makeup now too, so I like help support her and bring her clients and stuff.
Oh,
Baddie by Jess.
Baddie by Jess.
Baddie by Jess. That's her Instagram. She's really, really good. So yeah, just being in the fashion industry, I thought it would be a little more girlier, but honestly, more men come in here than women. So, yeah, if you're a girl, please come.
Yeah,
please come
I've seen only men come here. Yeah, for sure.
So having girls, just having that feminine energy around, I feel like would be so nice because men just radiate testosterone all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a lot. But I do things for women in the community. Like I did that women's event for Valentine's Day. I did like a gala.
It was out here, right?
Yeah, it was partially in the store and partially at my dad's venue. And I did a presentation. I had other women do like presentations about like entrepreneurship or just their struggles as a woman. And then a bunch of business owners that had like their own booths.
Like girls?
Yeah, all women business owners that had a booth with like their cards and stuff. So it was really nice. So I try to do things like that so that I can be involved with more female energy Yeah.
She's a girl's girl. Yeah. We're girls. So, yeah. All right. So, last question, questions, is what's your favorite and least favorite designer and why?
Cool. My favorite designer is probably a little easier. I'll probably go with like Chrome Hearts.
Chrome Hearts.
Yeah, it's my favorite. They've been around since the 80s, which a lot of people don't know.
No, I did not know that.
So they've been around for a long time, and they started really as like jewelry and like a lot of like silverware and stuff, like this ring. But a lot of rock stars like Guns N' Roses and stuff, they started picking up the brand and wearing it at their shows, and that's how it became like popular in like the rock industry. And I think it's really cool like how rappers now are like this modern day rock star, and it kind of like all is like, I don't know, it kind of comes into one circle.
All in one piece,
and yeah, I think their designs are really nice. I like Old English font as like my logo and stuff. That's kind of like my vibe.
Yeah.
So that like gothic, grungy vibe is kind of like my thing. Least favorite though, that one's a little harder. I mean, I could say that.
If you had to choose least favorite.
If I had to choose least favorite, I would go.
Are you looking at the Supreme?
No, I'm just looking at what brands I have around. I would go Vlone.
Vlone.
I don't like
what?
Vlone anymore.
That's crazy.
It's so outdated.
That used to be so like up there.
It was. It's so tacky now. If you're still rocking
all
Vlone,
the Middle Eastern guys.
Vlone is not in anymore.
No, literally.
It's outdated. I'm still sitting on like one Vlone tee from like 2 years ago because nobody wants it. Vlone is just not it anymore. So
people don't come in here and like buy it like that?
No, not anymore.
Damn.
No, it used to be crazy.
Yeah, like a year ago, no? A year or two?
I had a Vlone hoodie like 2 years ago too. So it's just not it anymore.
It's not it anymore,
yeah,
so.
It's done.
So what do you think is like an underhyped, sorry, this is the last question. What do you think is like an underhyped designer that you think should be like up there?
Well, there's a lot of like cool designers that I wish I could sell more of in Nashville. So like there's this brand called Hysteric Glamour. They're a Japanese brand. Capital too. Also a lot of Japanese brands that are like really popping right now in other states, but it's like taking a little longer to
get in Nashville.
Here.
Yeah.
And I would just like to sell more of it, but it's really dope, and like quality is insane because like real Japanese denim. It's really nice.
Denim. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you, Jenny, for being on my podcast.
Yeah.
It means a lot, and thank you for having me. I know there's people in here, but
yeah, we made it work though.
We made it work. So yeah, go shop at Red Rose Hype Shop. I'm trying to like see where the Red Rose Hype Shop at. Say the address. I forgot.
1187 Antioch Pike. And Instagram is Red Rose Hype Shop all together. That's the best way to keep up with us.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching episode 8. Bye.